Each week on Culinary Confidential, Christina Cates, a seasoned foodie who has worked at some of New York City's top restaurants, will share her passion for the culinary world. Whether you're a professional chef, a restaurant enthusiast, or a lover of good food, Christina dives into the heart of hospitality, exploring the trends, triumphs, and challenges facing the food service profession. And you won't want to miss her chats with some of the most interesting and influential industry voices. And now, please take your seat at the table as Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates starts now, exclusively on AM 970, The Answer.
Welcome to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates. This show is produced in association with my dear friend, Lucas A. Ferrara. Okay, we're keeping it in the family tonight. This episode is all about family, heritage, and the ways they shape the culinary world. I'm thrilled to be joined by not one, but two incredible brands that embody the spirit of parent-child partnerships in business. Together, we'll explore how working side by side as family not only strengthens their companies, but also preserves traditions, builds legacies, and brings a deeper sense of passion to everything we create. This is a celebration of hard work and the bonds that make family-run businesses truly special. Coming up, we'll hear firsthand from entrepreneurs who have turned family bonds into thriving brands and the sweet rewards and challenges that come with it. Now, some of the facts. Family-owned businesses make up nearly 2/3 of all companies worldwide and contribute more than 70% of global GDP. Here in the U.S., they provide around 60% of jobs and create almost 80% of new ones. That's incredible impact. But beyond the numbers, what makes family businesses so special is their heart, the long-term commitment, the values passed from one generation to the next, and the trust they build with their communities. Listen, some of the world's most successful companies, from Walmart to Ford, started as family ventures, proving that heritage and innovation can go hand in hand. But we're getting close to Halloween, so I've been wanting to incorporate something candy-related on the show. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks that I know the queens of candy in New York City, Linnie and Morgan Gold of NOSH Candy. Linnie and Morgan are not just mother and daughter, they're also best friends. And they had the idea to start this company together. The idea was to pair their favorite nostalgic candies with a fun message right on the packaging and create a gift that speaks for itself. You can find NOSH Candy everywhere, from LaGuardia Airport and Grand Central Station to boutiques across the country. And of course, they have a huge online business. I've personally used them for corporate gifting around the holidays for clients, and people love receiving these polished gift sets of delicious sweet treats inside. Now, later in the hour, I'll be joined by Misty Skolnick of Uncle Jerry's Pretzels. Now, this is a Lancaster County, Pennsylvania-based artisanal pretzel line founded by Misty's father, Jerry, about 3 decades ago. They have a great story about hard work, grit, and dedication, and they pride themselves in staying true to their commitment of fresh, crunchy, and all-natural sourdough pretzels. But more with Misty shortly. Now, let me please welcome in the studio with me tonight, Linnie and Morgan Gold of NOSH Candy. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for inviting us.
Oh, my pleasure. This is great. But before we get started, obviously, we need to give a special shout out to Bayonne's finest, Steve Swissman, right?
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks,
Who
Steve.
brought us all together. So, Steve is my neighbor down the shore, which is also Morgan's future father-in-law.
Indeed.
And Steve's like family. So, Morgan, you're like our family now, too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Our Beach
Very
Haven
sweet.
family.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk NOSH Candy. Love the name. It's so cute. Where did that come from?
We were just talking about that.
Yes, it's so funny that
Nosh
you asked.
to us is such like a thing we grew up on, like a little nosh, a little treat.
A little
'cause we're
treat,
New Yorkers.
a little nibble.
A lot of people don't know it as we've expanded out of the East Coast.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I heard it working in New York a lot.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
with the clients, how you hear like a little nosh, a little nibble of something. But I can see maybe on the West Coast people.
I mean, even some East Coast don't know what it means. It's shocking. But
Well,
we
I
tell
think it's
them, we tell
so
them.
dynamic. I think it's very adorable. So the theme tonight is going to be working with family, right? And you guys have a partnership working together, mother and daughter.
We love it.
So what has that been like working side by side?
Well, funny enough, we always just like wanted to do something together.
Yeah.
And it was always this like pipe dream of, should we start a business? Should we start a business? And we're like, one day. And then like that day happened. And then we just came up with ideas and kept working on them. And
So you knew you wanted to work together, but you didn't necessarily know you wanted to work in candy together.
sort of correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
it kind of started
yes.
with food, and then it pivoted to candy. We always had sweet tooth, so
Yeah.
we won't deny that.
Yes, we
Growing up, she had a
love-
sweet tooth?
Yes, always, always.
What was her sweet treat?
Oh, chocolate,
Yeah.
sprinkles,
I love that.
anything.
Anything straight out of a
Candy.
container, yeah. So then we
Yes.
kind of shifted to candy, honestly, because of the shelf life.
Yeah, that's a.
And we
that's a
wanted
great
to be in
point.
stores. So we were very, like, logical and strategic
yeah.
about how we started this. So it's kind of funny when we're like, how did we start that? Because
Sometimes you don't even realize that things need shelf life. You don't even think about it until it's forced upon you to think about it.
Right.
But I always knew in my heart, I was in sales for years and worked in the city for a California company in the garment industry for decades.
So it was like fashion? You were in like.
Fashion, yes. And she was in restaurant PR.
Ooh, which
Yeah.
restaurants, Morgan?
confidential. Honestly, I worked at a few different boutique PR agencies with some big brands and food products. Like, as I said, I always loved food, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but loved being creative and writing, and worked with some restaurants in the city and nationwide. So that was always in the back of my head too, like, what can I do in the food world and bring in like the creative aspects and the marketing, and then it ended up evolving into a food
So this
brand.
is a pretty compatible,
Perfect fit.
a perfect fit.
She
That's
handles-
right.
and-
Sales, PR. I
Yes,
mean, those are
yes.
two lifelines of any business.
Exactly. It worked together. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And we were both working full time at the time, and we got frustrated. We said, just let's make samples. So we made samples, and we took it around, and we sold it to a handful of specialty stores in Manhattan, in Long Island, and we got reorders. We kept on getting reorders. They said, well, maybe we should take it more seriously.
Yeah, we're like, so we have a business now.
Yeah, we got to take it
Did
more
you
seriously.
put like a business plan together?
No, we never did a business plan. And I spoke to my accountant actually one day. He goes, you know what? You don't need a business plan. He goes, you really don't. He goes, just move on. Just go forward.
Right.
And we had these 5, 6 specialty stores. And then COVID hit. Actually, we shipped a very large company in Vegas 2 days before everything shut down. And we were heartsick. It was so hard. That was like our big...
Yeah, that was like your
Break.
your big launch. Wait, let's take it back a minute. When did you start this business?
like 2018-ish.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
been a while.
2 years before COVID.
Oh wow. Okay.
But we were both working, and we did it,
It wasn't
like
taken serious. It was a
Right.
little side hustle.
Yeah.
a side hustle.
As like a little fun project. And then,
and now this is your full-time job.
which is
oh yeah,
crazy,
we both left what we did. Yeah, full time.
So that must be really rewarding.
Even weekends, like really full time.
And, yeah, now they say you quit your 9 to 5 to work
It's
24/7, but
It's hard.
kind of what
It's
happens.
true.
It's easier in a lot of respects.
Yeah, so
But
when
harder in
COVID hit,
others.
I had more free time because I was working in the restaurant industry, was going home a lot as she's my mother, and
Yeah.
then we really launched a website, and that's kind of when we took it more seriously full time, and we're able to ship nationwide and all those other logistical things of
And then we took it right,
packing,
right.
shipping, doing gift boxes.
And then we did some kind of a plan because we were growing.
Yeah.
And
you got to stay organized.
we got to
with
stay
it.
organized, and we started
All
growing.
right, so who's
and,
the team here? You guys are 50-50 owners,
You're
right?
looking at it.
Yeah, this is it.
And do you have anyone else working with you?
Well, yes, of course we have people
Yeah.
helping us, but my husband also, he handles most of the shipping. We call him the box guy, but
He does the literal heavy lifting.
and he also he coordinates. Like he'll do all the ordering of boxes, and if we need new sizes, and he handles whether we need ice or not ice. He handles everything.
there's a lot
basically.
of
like
little
dry
things.
ice you need for some of
We
the,
don't use dry ice. We actually use ice packs
for the chocolates.
for
Like in the summer when it's 100 degrees, you'd
Yeah.
be surprised. Even the candy is heat sensitive.
Oh, 'cause
You're
like the
going to
sugar
Florida,
coating, it
you're
gets
going
like
to
wild.
we used
California,
ice this
yeah.
morning before we shipped a lot of ice. Actually,
So what's this setup? Where are you working out of?
we have a place on 25th, and it's we're thinking of moving to a different type of place, and because we're growing, and you
Yeah,
have to keep
that's wonderful
compensating.
news.
Yeah, you have to keep compensating, and sometimes like we're packed in there, and we figure it out.
But it's not a brick and mortar. Like I couldn't go there and buy candy.
No,
The sales
no.
are all online.
Now Morgan would love a
That's
brick
the
and
dream.
mortar.
The dream
And I
is
said, then
You
you'll be
have to
working
make that vision board.
14
Yeah.
days a week. She'll be
Yeah,
working.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. She would love that. She'd love to have the manufacturing in the back, and a store in the front.
But now we ship nationwide, but we also do local delivery in New York City, which is a new thing.
So who's doing
Same
the
day.
delivery?
We have a third-party courier service. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are those orders looking like? Like, how does this work with NOSH candy? Can you order just like you gave me these bags of candy? Can I order just one bag of candy, or does it have to be like a bulk order?
Well, that's the thing. We don't have any minimum. So even with custom one bag of candy, we would do it. But we really specialize in gift boxes.
Yeah,
that's
I've used those
how the
services.
idea really started.
Yeah, thank you.
So nice.
Thank you. Well, we do a candygram, actually.
What's a candygram?
Is one of the bags, a 3-ounce bag of candy. We wrap it really pretty, if I might say so myself.
Tissue paper, sticker.
Tissue paper, yes. And so it looks pretty.
Yeah.
And we could say anything you want on it. And we also include a note besides what you want to say on the bag. And it's not expensive. And you could send it to a friend.
Like if they're having a rough day.
Exactly.
The little
Just for
candygram lifts up their spirits.
Exactly.
That's so nice. What does that cost?
Well, it depends. If it's custom, it's $13 plus shipping. And if it's not
great.
custom, it's $10. Yeah, it's a very
for
good.
corporate gifting, like we do a lot of for birthdays is a big one,
Yeah.
and for just like little thank yous, or we could put a company's logo, as you know.
And we do a
That's
lot of-
right. I do know that very well.
We do a lot of corporate gifting, a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
lot.
we used full transparency. This isn't my full-time gig, right? Like I do have another job. So in my other job, we use the same company for chocolate gifting around the holidays for, I don't even know, like 30 plus years.
Oh, wow.
And they do a nice job, but we used NOSH candy this past year, and it was fantastic.
I'm glad
The
you
boxes
like it.
are
It makes us feel-
beautiful.
We get so
Yeah.
excited. Really.
Yeah, it's just very clean and polished. It's
Well,
nice to
we
receive.
wanted to make something that was fun, but also like chic and modern.
Yes.
You know, because like candy could be for everyone. It could be for kids. It could be adults. Like we're obviously different generations, so we
And we're
always
going to
wanted-
get to that. I have some questions about that.
We always wanted to do something that was like for everyone, but also something that was more like elevated. We actually started with like a little edgy like curse is on bags and stuff like that. And
Curses?
Yeah.
Well, we did the
a little salaciousness.
Well, we did the PMS cure and hangry.
I won't say
on the
them because they're
bag.
on air, but
that's what we originally shipped to stores, and they did well.
Well, sex sells, you know, like that kind of stuff. People get a kick
It
out of.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, that bad.
not that
No,
raunchy, but just
no,
like for
not
all
really.
types of occasions, you know, like
Yeah, we did.
make someone's day a little funny, like
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So we did just touch on the different generations, right? So I want to know, do you see any differences between how each generation approaches business?
Absolutely.
for sure.
Tell me.
Well, that's why I think it's actually helpful that we
Absolutely.
have each other.
Yes, it is
Like a yin and a
helpful.
yang.
Yeah, no, because like in a nice way, you're more old fashioned and like how
I want to pick
things-
up the phone and call somebody. Oh, let me just call them.
I
Just
don't like the
call.
phone.
What are
No
you
one
doing?
wants to hear you're on
Don't
the phone.
Call anybody.
But
Don't
it does
call.
help, and then we each could learn. Like I'm like, actually, that was a good idea.
Wait, so you like to call, Linnie? You're,
yeah,
you're
my-
old school.
my-
You like to get on the phone.
exactly.
And Morgan, what? You want to send an email?
Email, yeah.
I like speaking to the person.
I like
and-
speaking to the person too.
Right?
I'm like,
Email's
cut out the
easy to
middleman.
Say, no, don't
Oh,
bother
I didn't
me.
get it. It went to spam.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
at least when
No,
you're
I
on the
like an
phone.
email.
But
Yeah.
this is why you're successful, because you probably still pick up the phone and call people
I do.
behind Morgan's back, and she's sending emails.
I'm still waiting on a reply, and
Right.
she's like,
Yeah, she
yeah.
writes beautifully. She really does. So when it comes to like answering a customer, I say, Morgan, could you handle this? She has a nicer way of saying everything.
Well, she
really
emails like
does.
she's on the phone, and that's something we've learned is like the etiquette is different.
Right, it's just different. It's different.
Well, I guess it depends who you're
But I
contacting.
learn a lot from
right?
her. Like I have friends that don't even know that much about the internet or social media, and I'm like, to me, it's second nature.
I will say, like she's on TikTok, Instagram, like it's
all day long.
like
looking
I'm
for
like,
other
oh wait, like other people your
competitors, and
age, like maybe aren't on.
yeah, they probably think I'm weird, my friends, but.
No, I think it's good. Like you're continuing to like be on the trends in the world.
Now our
and-
box guy has started looking for competitors of ours and ideas for us. He's busy too.
But there's so many sources these days and platforms to
Agreed.
learn about something.
Agreed.
So like TikTok, there are some cons to it, but there are a lot of pros. I'm not on TikTok. I can't figure it out. It overwhelms me. Instagram is like where I stop. But there are people that send me stuff on TikTok all the time. They're like, no, you should be following this. Like you do the culinary radio show. It's a great
I've
platform
learned
if
a
you know how
lot
to
from
use it.
TikTok. A lot of is like not even true, but I've learned a lot from TikTok. And you see trends.
Yeah.
Trends like stand
That's
out
what's
at you.
important, like to see what's going on.
Trends, right. Because we like to pick up on different trends. So TikTok is a good source.
All right, so what's a candy that's very trendy right now? Like, what are you selling the most of?
Actually, our most popular is like the sweet and sour mix. Like
Yeah.
people love just this like
Yeah.
little taste of everything, and that's what we've seen a lot like online too. Like people just want like these candies from around the world. Like we
Like
actually
what?
source like the Swedish candy trend.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Okay.
gotten into that a little. Like our candies come from like Spain, Turkey. Like we had no idea about this.
Right, they come from all over
Even
the
if
world.
they're sold in the
Wow.
U.S. And now people with the internet are buying stuff from around the world. Like you have more access to that, and
Yes.
people are curious about things they haven't ever tried, like these flavors that, like the textures that are like marshmallowy
Right, yeah,
or
right. We have
like
different textures. And we're very careful with what candies we offer. And we're very, very careful with the freshness of everything we ship.
Do you do a lot of taste testing first?
We do.
that's one
Tough
of the
job.
best- yeah, the perks.
It's terrible, right? I can't take it.
All right, so we're getting close to Halloween. What's going to be a big seller, you think?
Well, we do have little pumpkins that
Like a candy
are
corn, but it's
David's
pumpkin?
favorite. Her fiance's
It's like a little.
favorite.
It's actually orange flavored,
And
but
I-
it looks like a pumpkin. So a
Ooh,
lot of
but
our
that's
candies
gel-like
look
inside.
like fun shapes. Like we have pizzas.
That's
we
nice.
have like prosecco flavored. It's not really alcohol. But
fried
like
gummy eggs,
gummy bears. Yeah, like fried eggs, like fun shapes.
sprinkle bears.
Yeah.
We have a lot of candies.
Yeah,
I have a
do.
feeling this is going to be the wedding favor for your wedding coming
Absolutely.
up. Morgan.
that's high
Absolutely.
pressure.
That's,
Honestly,
yeah.
You know,
We need
like-
little Morgan and Davids in the bag.
I'm already discussing like which candy are we
Yeah.
using, which tubes. We also do, which is odd to us. They found us, and we've done multiple since. Invitations.
Invitations.
People send a candygram out as an invitation.
That's beautiful.
yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
With like a nice mess, or like, will you be my bridesmaid type
Exactly.
Oh
thing.
yeah, that definitely we do a lot of. But wedding invitations and we save the
Wow.
dates.
because we could put like a QR code on the label.
Right.
We've
Genius.
We've done bar
links to
mitzvahs because it's fun
invite.
for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we never even thought of that. We had somebody reach out to us, and since then, a lot of people have. So it's fun, actually.
You have a bustling business. All right, let's do this. Let's go to commercial break. And when we get back, we'll have more with Linnie and Morgan Gold of NOSH Candy.
Over the last 30 years, Newman Ferrara, a New York City law firm, has evolved into a national practice focused on real estate, commercial, litigation, civil rights, class actions, and other complex litigation, representing many of the city's largest property owners, managing agents, and thousands of tenants. Newman Ferrara handles some of the nation's most significant class actions and civil rights matters. Newman Ferrara at 1250 Broadway in New York City. Go online to newmanferrara.com. That's newmanferrara.com. Listen to the firm's name partner, Lucas Ferrara, every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Dottie Herman's longest-running real estate radio program, Eye on Real Estate on AM 970. A real estate lawyer for 35 years, Lucas is a professor at New York Law School and is also a published author with books on real estate and New York's landlord-tenant law. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to hear Lucas's unique perspective and advice on Eye on Real Estate.
Welcome back to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970. The Answer.
Welcome back to the show. I'm joined again by Morgan and Linnie Gold of NOSH Candy, New York City. Welcome back to the show, ladies.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, we've been talking about the family dynamic in family-run businesses, which is, I think, a very interesting thing. I also work for my family's business, so I have firsthand knowledge of what it's like on a Monday morning when you spent the whole weekend with the family, when you're looking at the same people.
Were we at TJ Maxx together yesterday? Maybe.
Maybe we were.
Right. You know what? You're right.
I mean, that's honestly one of the challenges because it's like hard to cut off. Like, when is
Right.
it business time? When is it leisure? Like, when we're at work, are we supposed to be talking about, the holidays and scheduling that. And then when we're not at work, it comes up. So, like, that's something we've navigated for sure.
Well, she's navigated it better than I have.
What do you mean, Linnie?
They all start talking about her upcoming wedding.
Oh, in the middle of a business
in the middle
deal?
of chaos during the day. And she'll look at me and she'll say, seriously? And I'll say, okay.
No, but you know what? You're genuine. It's just genuine conversation. So I like
she
that.
Is mine.
And people like to do business with people that are genuine.
Right. I agree.
Yes.
I mean,
but
sometimes my genuine goes a little too far.
Yeah, but, like, people are always like, how do you see your mom, like, every day? And I'm like, we actually like each other, too, though. Like, we did this on purpose. Like, we trust each other's opinions.
She's my best friend in the entire world.
Oh, my
But
gosh.
I think, like, it honestly would be...
No, she
I know,
is.
you're my best friend, too, but it would be hard with a friend, I think, because, like, something about it being family, like, all the financial aspects, and, like, you have to trust each other.
That's right.
100% we trust each other. 100%, which you can't do with everybody.
Yeah.
So what are some of the unique challenges working together outside of just, like, not being able to separate church and state here?
Well,
There's only upsides?
No, well, I mean...
I bring up subjects in the middle of the day, and she'll say to me, kidding, please,
well,
not
sometimes
now.
we just don't see eye to eye, like...
And how do you navigate that when you don't?
We compromise.
Okay, compromise.
No, we do.
Like
We
with any
compromise.
relationship,
Yeah, exactly.
a business relationship, there needs to be compromise
Yeah,
too.
we compromise, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like sometimes it's like, okay, this is your strength. I have to just trust that you know that.
When
and,
to
you
take
have
a
to
back
trust-
seat.
Right, and sometimes one of us will just say, I'm doing it, and the other will say, okay,
Look
go
the
ahead.
other way.
Right, exactly, go
But
ahead.
I do think, like, a lot of it, you'll be like, oh, I'll just answer something, be like, I answered it. Like, it's not like we have to, like, micromanage each other so much because we have that, like, almost, like, sixth
Comfortability,
sense of
yeah.
each other.
We kind of know who handles what without discussing it. People have asked, how did you decide who does it? I said, we didn't. It just
Naturally happens.
It happened, yeah.
So when you got into venues like LaGuardia Airport, Grand Central Station, like how do you get into those venues?
It was difficult.
But like who do you contact? I wouldn't even know like the first way to go about that.
The difficulty in today's world is there's parent companies for
Right.
everything. So it's not like finding a store in LaGuardia Airport, I'm going to call that store.
Yeah.
And you have to find out who's the parent company. And then until you get through, it's not easy.
Well,
it's
that's
really
kind of how
not easy.
both of us have different approaches on it. Because, like, I'll stalk someone on LinkedIn, message them, like, just try to find them, like, DM them, and then she'll just, like, try calling them, like, every other option. And then once you find the right person, then it's
you
your
can
shot.
try to get through.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I mean, we're in Grand Central, we're in LaGuardia, we're in Newark Airport. My goal is to get into Penn Station.
Okay. Anyone listening out there, if you have contacts at Penn
traveled
Station.
through Penn Station for 30 years, working in the city, living in Long Island, and that's my goal. And it's hard because there's a lot of parent companies that you can't even get through to.
But can you just go into Penn Station in the store and talk to the employee and say, who do I call?
I've tried that.
And
they usually don't know.
They don't know.
They usually don't have a clue.
That's tough.
But there are now these online buying offices that were on these, like, wholesale websites, we call them, where companies can find us.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But I have no
so it
patience.
works both ways.
I have no
Exactly.
patience. I want to go.
Yeah.
So I
Because the
try.
same way, like, they can't necessarily find businesses now with these online resources.
That's true.
You know.
That's true.
All right. Well, that's Linnie and Morgan Gold of NOSH Candy. Check them out at noshcandy.com. I love these candies, and thank you so much for bringing
thanks
me
for
in my
having us.
personalized
It's been
Culinary
so
Confidential
fun.
sweet treats.
Thank you so much.
You ladies are the
honestly.
best, and I hope you kill it this holiday season and every day.
Thank you.
I now would like to welcome to the show Misty Skolnick of Uncle Jerry's Pretzels. Tonight we're diving into the heart of what makes so many great brands tick, and that's family. I just finished up with Linnie and Morgan Gold of NOSH Candy. Now we're going to stick with the family-owned theme, but pivot foods and dive straight into the artisanal snacking space and welcome Misty of Uncle Jerry's Pretzels onto the show. So welcome, Misty.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right, so I want to know all about this brand. I was on the website. I find it fascinating. Your father is Uncle Jerry, correct?
He is indeed.
I have an Uncle Jerry, so I know he's listening and he's going to find this very funny. But tell me about the name. Why is it called Uncle Jerry's Pretzels?
Sure, well, we're based in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we just kind of wanted to keep it a classic, relatable, friendly name. So when my dad started the business about 40 years ago, he just thought it was a nice, clever name in keeping with some of the other local brands that were around at that time.
And he is an uncle, I assume, yes?
He is, several times over.
Perfect. All right. So Uncle Jerry's Pretzels has a strong family name behind it. Tell me the backstory of like how and why he wanted to get into artisanal pretzel making. It's a very specific niche market.
It is. So my dad is originally from Philadelphia, and he moved with my mom to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. He was doing some odd jobs, mainly painting houses, and someone approached him with this idea. And there was a bakery up in Lancaster County that was interested in expanding their line and creating, a new brand and working through that. So they approached my dad, and my dad had a friend draw the label. Started off just going door to door in Philadelphia with his product, leaving his number and some samples. And slowly the business began to grow. And so today we're distributed nationally.
That's amazing. So what was he just like making it in like the kitchen at your home, making some pretzels and delivering them?
No, they were always made in a small bakery up in Lancaster County. Yeah, never in the kitchen.
So what's special about this brand is that there's all natural ingredients, right? There's only 5 ingredients to these pretzels.
Absolutely, and we haven't changed the recipe since we started.
What are they? Like yeast, water?
Sure. Water, yeast, flour, sourdough starter.
Sourdough, that's an important one.
Yep, and a soda solution that we use, which kind of helps them with the finish. And they're handmade. We bake them daily, fresh. We don't store them in a warehouse. We ship them directly to customers, so you know that when they show up at your door, you're getting a fresh product.
And you ship them nationwide, but they're also available in, I think I've seen them in Whole Foods, right?
Yes, we're in a couple of regions of Whole Foods, mainly in the Mid-Atlantic and the Chicago area. Obviously, we're always looking to expand. So the best way to see Uncle Jerry's Pretzels on your shelves is to talk to your local grocery manager and request them. And we're sold throughout specialty and delis throughout the country now.
Now, this show is about, the family bond in business, right? So is your dad still working in the business like to this day, or did you take it over completely?
He is still making deliveries today.
Wow.
Yes. So my dad and I still work very closely. We talk multiple times a day, and it's been a real pleasure working with him. It was an unexpected turn for me when I got involved in the business back in 2008, but I'm thrilled that I made the choice, and I'm so happy that he allowed me to join the business.
Do you have any siblings?
I have an older sister, yep.
So is she in the pretzel biz too?
She is not. She enjoys her legal job.
Very different. Very different.
Yes. But I can tell you my mom still helps my dad at home. She was there when he started the business, and she's been a really integral part along the way, supporting him and chipping in and moving product when necessary and packing product when necessary.
That's amazing. I was telling the girls earlier from NOSH Candy that I also work for my family's business, and it's very much a family-run business. I work there. Obviously, my father is the boss. My mother works there. My cousin, my brother-in-law. But that is the key to success, because then you can trust the people that you're working with that they're going to execute the vision. So I love that you guys are doing the same thing. But Misty, hold on one sec. We're going to go to commercial break. And when we get back, I have more questions. I think we should talk about how, RFK is putting bans on certain ingredients, and that's got to help a brand like yours who's been very artisanal and organic the whole time, right? So stay tuned. You're listening to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970 The Answer.
Over the last 30 years, Newman Ferrara, a New York City law firm, has evolved into a national practice focused on real estate, commercial, litigation, civil rights, class actions, and other complex litigation, representing many of the city's largest property owners, managing agents, and thousands of tenants. Newman Ferrara handles some of the nation's most significant class actions and civil rights matters. Newman Ferrara at 1250 Broadway in New York City. Go online to newmanferrara.com. That's newmanferrara.com. Listen to the firm's name partner, Lucas Ferrara, every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Dottie Herman's longest-running real estate radio program, Eye on Real Estate, on AM 970. A real estate lawyer for 35 years, Lucas is a professor at New York Law School and is also a published author with books on real estate and New York's landlord-tenant law. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to hear Lucas's unique perspective and advice on Eye on Real Estate.
Welcome back to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates on AM 970. The Answer.
Welcome back to the show. I'm joined again by Misty Skolnick of Uncle Jerry's Pretzels. Americans are increasingly rejecting ultra-processed snacks in favor of artisanal heritage recipes. This has given her family-owned business a competitive advantage. Across the country, consumer research shows shoppers are rethinking what they put in their carts. As ultra-processed foods are facing criticism, more people are gravitating towards snacks that are simple, transparent, and tied to tradition. Enter Uncle Jerry's Pretzels into the chat. Misty, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were just going to discuss before the break, RFK Jr., he's an advocate for putting bans on certain ingredients in the food business, right? But your concept, Uncle Jerry's Pretzels, has been artisanal, 5 ingredients, since its inception. That has to help you versus some of these big snack companies, no?
It does. If you look at what a lot of the bigger food companies are doing, they're either acquiring brands like ours or launching their own natural food line. And that's really in response to consumer trends of paying attention to what's on the labels, being very interested in the ingredients that they're consuming. RFK aside, I think you already saw this trend before he kind of started with the ban. And you see a lot of companies getting on board with banning artificial colors and flavors, which
Absolutely.
I think really is great for the consumer.
Listen, that's the first thing I do. When I'm food shopping and I'm buying stuff for my children and even for myself, the first thing I do is I flip to the back and read the ingredients. If there's anything in there that's a preservative, artificial, I'm not buying that. I will luckily be able to spend another $1, $2 to buy something that's more artisanal because I don't want to put that garbage into my children's bodies. I would buy Uncle Jerry's Pretzels today.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, we have the luxury of being able to spend a little bit more. I think maybe that's where there needs to be a little bit of work done is
Absolutely.
To make all of these foods a little bit more accessible to people of all income levels. I certainly want to just acknowledge that right from the beginning.
Yep.
But, it is important to think about what you're putting in your body and your child's body, for sure. And I think also, understanding when you read the labels, what exactly are you looking at?
Yeah, that's what they should be teaching in school.
And I think there's a lot of things on labels that are misleading and unclear. And look, if you have to Google an ingredient, that might be the first sign that it's not a great thing to be putting in your body. Yep.
You know what the other kicker is, though? When you see natural flavor as an ingredient. I was having this conversation, I think, with my mother a couple weeks ago. She's like, no, but it's natural. I'm like, that's what they want you to think. It's actually a chemical.
Right. It's very interesting, the regulations around the use of language, and it can be a little bit misleading. So, we try to avoid, smoke and mirrors and just stay true to our product. And it's really worked well for almost 40 years.
All right. Well, how does it feel to carry forward a business that has such a personal, family-centered foundation?
It's amazing. The more I think about and learn from what my dad has done, I just have so much respect for him. And maybe that sounds really cliched, but, now these days you couldn't go door to door and build a business. And also small businesses don't seem to sustain too long. You know, if you look at the numbers, they don't last. Look at how many people and companies have ended in the past 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm really fortunate to have been able to walk into a strong brand. I'm really lucky to have a father like mine who's been incredibly supportive of my successes and my failures. And, he's always just helped me learn and move forward. So I really hope to continue the tradition of a brand with integrity and a good product.
So how does it work? Like, if you have a new idea, does he let you take the reins and run with it? Or does he kind of like to stay traditional with the business approach?
No, we try everything.
You just throw it up against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, I always joke that my approach is definitely the spaghetti against the wall style. But, we discuss it. He's in the stores a couple times a week, so he knows what the shelves are looking like. I'll take walks through stores. I'll do some market research. And then, of course, we try to price it and we run something. The benefit of having a small business is that we're fairly agile and we can try and launch things pretty quickly.
That's a good point.
We can do it with a level of investment where if it doesn't work, we haven't broken the bank, which I think is what a lot of companies kind of do. And, we're lucky that way. We've tried lots of things and we've been able to pull back when it hasn't worked.
That's great. You're able to pivot. All right. Have you introduced any modern twists, or do you prefer to keep it as traditional as possible?
No, we have actually. We did, the everything bagels are so popular.
Oh, that's so popular right now.
Multi-slice, yep. So we launched that a couple years ago, and we're thinking about bringing that back. Unfortunately, we had some issues with pricing with our supplier, but we're looking to bring that back. The protein industry is huge right now and growing, so we're looking to, be able to provide customers with a pretzel that's higher in protein.
A protein pretzel. Now that's something I can get behind.
Yes, we're trying to, the trick, as we talked about, is how do you make a product like this while keeping it natural and not putting oils and different ingredients in it, and also maintaining a good enough price point that keeps you competitive.
That is the trick. Well, how would you make a protein pretzel? Like a chickpea flour or a pea protein or something like that?
Yep. Yeah. You find an appropriate protein and just add it into the mix and see what it would yield.
Wow. That's creative. Okay. Where do you see Uncle Jerry's Pretzels going in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, what's the long-term goal?
I would love to see Uncle Jerry's Pretzels expand in the country and get to additional markets, particularly the South and the West Coast.
Okay.
You have a lot of Northeast transplants in the South that look for our pretzels, and the West Coast is really into this type of product as well. They're just getting the pretzels to everyone involved. I'd like to continue to grow and, who knows, maybe we'll do a matcha pretzel or, what other flavored trends are coming out. Maybe we can offer customers, a handmade product that they can feel good about.
But you are ahead of the trends because sourdough is so trendy right now. We definitely saw a pop in it during COVID. Everyone had a sourdough starter on their counter, but you've been making sourdough pretzels for 30 years.
I know. It's kind of wild watching the circle, what people talk about now. I'm like, yeah, we've been doing that for a while. It's always been hip for us.
That's amazing. Yeah, I want to meet your dad. Yeah. I feel like I would have so much to talk about with him.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure I can give you his number and you can give him a call. He loves to chat. He's so personable. I mean, that's why the business has done so well, because he's such a personable guy. People really like him. He's really laid back and he's genuine.
And yeah, he's approachable.
Yep.
But how is your business doing? I think I read recently that it's up like 30%.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely doing well this year. We are just launching our chocolate-covered pretzels for the season, so we'll see how that changes things again. We had a little bit of a dip this summer, I think, with inflation and the economy. I think the grocery sales are down a little bit for all brands, so we're kind of on trend with that. But yeah, I mean, we've been off to a great start this year, which is exciting.
That's great. All right. We're nearing the end of our time together, but I do want to know before we end, what is the biggest lessons you learned working with your father?
That follow through is critical, and you shouldn't need tons of paperwork and contracts, and you don't need to tell people all that you're going to do for them. You just do it, and that's how you build business relationships. You say you're going to do something, and you do it, and the relationships work until they don't. And just how important it is to have integrity in all of your interactions.
Oh, I love that. I love the spirit of that. I think that is the key to success. Because honestly, I mean, I've done business with people before. They're not good people, and it shows. But if you're a good person, you're putting hard work, and you're dedicated to doing the right thing, your business is going to flourish.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to mislead people or be insidious in your business practices, you know?
Right.
And maybe that seems a little Pollyannish, but that's how my dad taught me to run a business, and that's how I plan on continuing.
I love it. Let's end it right there. All right, check out Uncle Jerry's Pretzels at unclejerryspretzels.com. They are fantastic. Misty, I wish you continued success. Please tell your dad I said hello.
Thank you so much. I will, and thank you for having me.
Anytime. Okay, in the spirit of keeping things artisanal and family-run, my ingredient of the week feature is for local honey. There's a notable family-run honey farm that's based in Brooklyn called Gowanus Apiary. There, they are dedicated to producing pure, raw, and natural honey while promoting sustainable beekeeping practices. Their local New York City honey is called Carroll Gardens honey. Let me tell you, local honey isn't just sweet, it's packed with so many benefits. Because it contains pollen from nearby plants, it can help reduce seasonal allergies and support immune systems. It's a natural source of energy full of antioxidants and enzymes, and each jar has a unique flavor that reflects its local environment. Plus, buying local honey supports family-run farms and helps protect our pollinators, keeping communities and ecosystems thriving. But that's the show for tonight. Thank you for listening to Culinary Confidential with Christina Cates, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on AM 970 The Answer. Tune in next week for a fantastic show with a guest who is flying to New York from Russia. This might be the longest journey for a guest on this show. My extra special guest is Zamir Gata, who is famously the friend and former travel companion of Anthony Bourdain on his show No Reservations. This is going to be such a special hour. Zamir has a book out called The Fixer and the Chef, and it's a candid memoir about his life growing up in the former Soviet Union, his 17-year friendship with Anthony Bourdain, and literally everything in between. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Zamir over this past summer, exchanging notes and emails. He really is one of a kind, but I'm really looking forward to having him in studio with me face to face, so don't miss it. But that's the show for tonight. Thanks for listening and have a great night.
The preceding program is sponsored by Shake It Off Live, LLC.